Kaldığımız yerde devam ediyoruz arkadaşlar. En son cinayet masasına terfi etmiştik. Valla yeni departman gitgide görevler zorlaşıyor. Aynen 6 ay sonra dedi. Bayağı zaman geçmiş üzerinden. Güzel bir hikayesi var ya. Valla ilk davada geliyor şimdi. Allah. Kötü başlangıç oldu ama olsun. Aa, bu adam bizi azarlayan değil mi? İlk sorguya bizi bu adam sokmuştu.
Floyd's departure leaves a place at the top table, and the chief has seen fit to promote Cole Phelps from burglary to the homicide desk. Stand up, Phelps. Take a chair. You're in the major leagues now, Sonny. Rusty Galloway, a fine lawman of the old school, will be taking you under his wing. Your first case is the murder of a woman, found last night and bearing all the signs of the werewolf. Get out to the scene, lads.
Valla yeni ortak nasıl acaba? Bekowski gibi ise iyi. Kelso gibi olmasın da. Hiç konuşmuyor da ha. Yalnız adamı hiç takmadım, gidiyorum. Peki her departman atlayışımızda, terfi edişimizde araba daha da güzelleşiyor.
It's been all over KGPL. It's off Temple Street, Belmont, Glendale.
Arabayı çarpmasam iyiydi.
What happened to Rose? Parker wants the chief's job. Word is it's either going to be him or Thad Gould. So they're both clearing the decks.
Where does that leave you, Galloway?
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps. I didn't ask for you, and I don't want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real cop operates.
Of. Bakayım arabada bir şey var mı? Farlar patlamış.
What did he mean by the werewolf?
Medallion. The Daily News came out calling him the werewolf killer. The Examiner came up with the Black Dahlia.
Are we any closer to catching him?
Not a chance. 6 months and hundreds of guys running down leads, and we got nothing.
You don't think this has any...
No, I don't. 90% of murders are domestic, you know. Some guy gets into a beef with his wife, he takes it too far.
Diğer far da gitti.
Why so many women this year?
Because of the war. You should know that. No!
Bir şey değil mi? Araba bozuldu.
Because of the war. You should know that.
Araba gitmiyor.
Every day in combat. Comes home, he's expected to take lip from his wife. What do you think's going to happen?
It's that simple.
Like I said, most of the time it is.
Bu da başka birinin arabasını alsa. Aa, bu da patlamış. Sen gel bakayım.
LAPD, police emergency.
Araba büyük ihtimalle o ortağındı. Biz kanun namına bir tane araba çaldık. Herhalde gelmişiz zaten yani.
Watch where you're driving, you maniac.
How about a scoop for the Examiner, Galloway? You could use some good press.
Another tramp, another message. Is the werewolf back in business, boys?
Do you have a mother, asshole? A sister? How about showing some respect for this poor woman? Let us do our job, and Detective Galloway will give you a statement later.
He's good, Rusty. He even sounds genuine.
That's Phelps, guys. The war hero. Defending the honor of murdered humps.
You're used to it, Phelps. Moving along, guys. You got your pictures, you got your headlines. Now scram.
Çok fena öldürdü orada ya. Abo, manzaraya bak. Bir de üstüne yazı yazmış.
Patrolman, this your beat?
Yes, sir. What part of it? Kids park here, they use it like a lover's lane. It's a working neighborhood. Some trouble, but nothing like this. It's known locally as the Moors.
You were first on the scene?
Yes, detective.
No one's disturbed the body.
No, sir. We cleared out them vulture reporters so Pinker and the coroner could work. They're waiting to talk to you.
Go house to house and see what you come up with.
Tamam, belki bu bir tane tanık manık bulur. Şu adlilik uzmanıyla görüşelim.
Cause of death? Could be the head injuries. She has been badly stomped.
The cuts look superficial. I'll know for sure now.
What about this wound on the finger?
Something removed, a ring most likely. I assume it was taken post-mortem.
Ulan manzaraya bak ya. Ama kötü manzara. O değil ya. Suratına bak şimdi. Çok kötü olmuş ya.
What caused the blunt force injury to the face?
Could be anything from a baseball bat to a lug wrench. I'll have more details after the autopsy.
Otopsi önemli.
Interesting.
Bence de. BD falan yazıyor. Oradan bir şeyler öğrenebiliriz.
BD, like Dahlia, Tex. Your guess is as good as mine. Could be something to it, or it could be the killer's trying to throw you off the scent. Either way, I'll run tests on the lipstick.
Any idea of the time of death?
From the temperature, I'd say after midnight. I'll confirm with you later.
What can you tell me about the shoe prints?
Men's size 8s.
8 numara ayak izi.
For me to compare back at the lab.
Başka var mı? Ha, şunlar da var. Ne ki bu? Tarak. Bizi bakılmıyor galiba.
The victim's bag? Looks brand new. Can't be the one used on the body.
O zaman kendi kanıyla şey yapmış. Bir şeyler yazmış. Tamam. Başka ne var? Bunlar var.
Looks like some kind of puzzle or parlor game.
Aynen. Şunları hepsini ortaya getireceğim. Öyle açılacak galiba. Aynen.
Bomba club. Why steal a table lighter?
Tamam, bu kulübe gideceğiz.
When we get to the bomba, a man could die of thirst in a case like this.
Biz cinayet çözmeye çalışıyoruz, adam alkol derdinde ya. Şu etrafa bakacağım yine. Bir şeyler vardır. Neyse, yok galiba. Şu kulübe gidelim. Artık uzmanıyla başka bir şey konuşabiliyor muyuz?
I need to get back to it, Phelps.
Neydi bu bizim ortam adı ya? Radi miydi? Rasti miydi? O kullansın. Ben geçtim, olmadı. Neyse, ben sürerim. Bu ölen kişi uğruyormuş oraya galiba. Yani öyle düşünüyoruz.
The werewolf?
For my money, copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? Big head to hang on your wall. Caller of the decade. Been working evidence from BD case for 6 months and got nailed.
There's a difference.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, odd shot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us no court?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Finished. Jack, you're gonna kill us!
Bari bu arabayı bozmasın ya. Bu araba da güzel.
Finished, fellas. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of stewing. For some opportunist who's been reading about the BD footage to rip off the ammo and get himself a freezer.
That's not totally fantastic.
Well, the Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with monikers, but they're terrible for police. There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder was them, locusts.
Where do you think the werewolf killer is now?
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces. San Quentin, another town, another country, who knows? So, Phelps, I understand you want to turn this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that, all right? A case will come and find you. You can't make it something it ain't, understand?
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. Could have found him.
Rasti şeyi iddia ediyor.
We survive this. It's going to be a miracle.
Bu adam 6 aydır sessizdi. Bu kurt adam mıdır nedir? Her neyse işte ondan bahsediyor. İşte bu cinayeti işleyen kişi de taklitçi olabilir diyor. Ama olabilir yani. Haklı. Yani haklıdır belki. Onda o görevin sonuna bakacağız. Haklı mı haksız mı? Bamba Club.
Gentlemen, what can I get you?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Were you working here last night?
Yes. How can I help, officer?
You can start with your name.
Garrett Mason.
You're the regular bartender on nights?
I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town.
Do you remember a woman who came in here last night? 5'7", about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age.
You mean Celine Henry?
Yes. Do you know anything about her?
I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the back of the club.
Where's the hibiscus? You can't miss him. Is there anything else?
Fire away, Phelps. I'll stay here in a little park. Pour me 3 fingers of rye.
Rusty keyfinde. Neyse biz hallederiz.
Detective Phelps, LAPD. We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry. You know her?
Celine? Christ. Sure I know her. She and I and Jacob, her husband, we go way back.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's a regular. Celine is...
House officer.
Was
That's the spirit.
a lovely woman.
Daha şuna bakalım.
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
Not at first. Celine already had quite a head start.
Had she attracted attention?
Certainly. A few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories. One guy in particular.
Bu doğru mu söylüyor, şüpheli mi? Abi şüpheli diyeceğim.
How about a name? This is a murder beef, McCall. You don't want any adverse publicity for this place, do you?
If I had names, I would give them to you. I like Celine. I'd like to see you get whoever did this. Clear on that?
Baya yanlışmış ya. Şunu soralım.
Mrs. Henry appeared to be missing a ring, torn from her finger, but not her wedding finger.
Celine always wore a red garnet ring on the large side. Larger than life, like Celine herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
Did her husband buy it for her?
No, it was before Jacob.
Ay, şimdi yalan söylüyor. Bu gibi kanıt var mı bende? Ama bu mücevher ile alakalı bir kanıt yok. O yüzden şüpheli diyeceğiz galiba.
I think you know where the ring came from, and I think you're going to tell me.
Okay, I bought it years ago. I carried a torch for Celine in those days. Guess I always have. The old man never knew about it.
Ortada bir üçgen var. Şu kocası hakkında bilgi alalım.
You know the husband?
Sure I know Jacob. He was in the Corps. He met Celine on a furlough and married her when the war was finished. Put up with a load of shit.
Do you think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
Yutkunuyor. Şüpheli.
So if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably let her out of here with the guy who killed her. How do you feel about that?
Stow the attitude, will ya? I tried to get onto Jacob. I rang him up. Asked him to come pick her up like usual. But he refused. She picked some night to push him over the edge. I rang him back around 11:30, but got no answer.
McCall, you said you liked her, and yet you've been no help at all. I want Celine's address.
142 North Union. Now get the hell out of my bar.
Şu bara gidelim. Pardon. Adrese gidelim. Rusty kalk gidiyorsun.
Hey, what's the hurry? My stool was just starting to warm up nicely.
Yok ya, en iyisi Bekovski'ydi. Sana alkol araba kullandıracağım.
You can drive.
Where exactly are we going?
You find the booze helps you get through a working day?
Sharpens my investigatory instincts.
Kesin öyledir.
A lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
Smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind. No, you picked the wrong job as a healthy thirst avenger.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can in this position. As homicide detectives, that responsibility is all the more serious.
Always the politician.
It's not political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her killer.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. Betty Short be alive, the Japs would have spared Pearl Harbor, our ancestors wouldn't have tasted the forbidden fruit.
Minor syntactical error, Detective Galloway. I never claimed to be able to prevent crimes. I only suggested a proficiency in solving them. Guess that's the drink slowing you down.
Oh my God, brother, oh brother. Worse than I could ever have imagined.
Anlaşılan Rusty ile başımız dertte. Şu eve girelim. Şimdi malikane diyor da bu bildiğin müstakil ev.
I'll try the back door. Wait here a second. Side window's been jimmied. Looks like somebody's creeped the joint.
Ev terk edilmiş. O zaman burayı araştıracağız. Yeni gazete. Şuna bir bakalım.
You said I had to go back, Doctor.
The fires are cathartic. They allow you to confront your past.
You said the house would be empty.
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
You said the house would be empty. I heard them screaming.
Circumstances were unfortunate.
Diğeri mi kundakladı acaba?
You said the house would be empty. You're killing me.
The deaths were unfortunate, but you have dealt with death before.
I want you to come to the clinic so we can deal.
You said the house would be empty. How can I find peace?
Adam kafayı yedirtiyor insanları. Neyse Allah'tan gözümüzden kaçmadı şu gazeteler.
Doesn't appear to be connected.
Dokuz numara.
Nines. Average for a lady. Doesn't tell me anything.
Jacob not bırakmış.
Obviously having problems. Speaks to motive.
Crime scene evidence still weighs against it being a husband. Jacob could give us something to go with. One of my ancestors drank like this to be put in the back of my hand.
Call in burglary and get technical services out here. I'll talk to the neighbors.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I get nasty when I'm thirsty.
Burglars used to pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
You think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit? You got another thing coming, Buster. Galloway, homicide, badge number 564. Requesting technical services for a suspected 459 at 142 North Union.
Rastı birini aradı ama anlamadım. Buraya bakmış mıydık? İçi boş. Kesin. Aynen, buraya da bakılır. Bu şeydeki tarak değil mi? Olay mahallindeki.
Regular Amelia Earhart per day. The ring looks distinctive.
I doubt it.
Aa, burada da bir şey yok. Sana bakmıştık. Şu gidip komşularla konuşalım. Ha, biri geldi zaten buraya.
LAPD. Are you acquainted with Celine Henry, Miss?
Horgan. Jennifer Horgan. I've known Celine for more than 10 years. Our children grew up together.
Kadın çok heyecanlı.
Did you see Mrs. Henry go out last night?
Well, I'm no busybody, you understand, but Celine had been drinking. And she and poor, long-suffering Jacob had a terrible row. I think Jacob may have given her a black eye. He stormed out and she went back inside.
Did he come back?
No. Celine was listening to music and shouting until she left around 10 p.m. She was very drunk to have been driving. But she is not the sort of person you can stop from doing something when her dander is up. What is this about, officer? Is Celine all right?
I'm afraid Mrs. Henry has been murdered, ma'am.
Murdered? Oh, my God. I'm afraid I need to go and sit down.
Tamam, o tartışmayı öğrendik. Şu diğer tarafa bir soralım. Diğer evde bir şey var mı? Açan olacak mı acaba? Yok, kimse yok. Daha zor. Şimdi neresi var? Şu Henry'nin dairesine gidelim. Belki oradadır.
Let's see what Jacob has to say for himself.
I don't think Jacob is our man, but we should see what he has to say.
Bence de öyle ama bakmakta yarar var.
behind the wheel.
Jacob Henry had a violent argument with his wife last night. He's looking more and more likely.
My money, the broad keep the house looking like that, she probably deserved it. Skipper says bring him in. Keep the hack on the back for a while.
Fine by me.
So it ain't the werewolf killer after all. Good to see you come to your senses, Cole.
I always said work the evidence. I only stipulated a connection to the BD killer as an avenue of investigation we should leave open. And as far as I'm concerned, it still is.
Okay, Phelps, we go in hard. Follow my lead.
Şimdi şu adamın dairesini bulacağız.
You Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
LAPD. You're under arrest for the murder of your wife, Celine Henry.
Murder? Celine?
Save the dramatics.
Oh my
for
God.
RKO, pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking about? You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr.
That
Henry.
she's...
We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Ama ki buradan bir şeyler çıkar mı?
I get even the slightest sympathy for flight risk, pal.
Not sure this means much.
Strange the atmosphere thick in here.
Buradan bir yazı çıkacak.
He'll be back in.
The oldest problem there is, what to do about the old lady.
Defterde yazıyor mu o kağıtta ne yazdığı? Ölüm tehdidi notuymuş o. Tamam. Diğer taraflara da bakalım. Hadi 8 numara çıksın. 11. Şurası niye yakınlaşmıyor? Ha şimdi oldu.
Size 11s.
Bizim olay mahallinde gördüğümüz 8 numaraydı. Buraya bakılmıyor.
Optimistic, Cole.
Her yere baktık galiba. Şuna bir soru soralım.
That's all? You got more in that goddamn book? Spit it out.
Celine? Where did she go last night?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
Bir dakika, ben ne sormuştum? Şunlardan başlayalım ya.
Why did you kill her, Jacob? Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
I don't believe you, Jacob. I think you didn't have the guts to do it yourself, so you had someone else do it.
You want to back that up with something, big mouth? Huh?
Şu bulduğumuz not vardı.
The note by the phone suggests you meant her harm.
You want the truth? Truth is, I was sick to death of her. I was trying to have her committed.
Kurbanla soru irtibat.
When did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
So who could have killed Celine? Where did she go last night?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
Yalan söylüyor.
You know where she went, Jacob. You're lying. Why would I help you if you keep lying to me?
Look, I'm telling you, I don't know. Are you finished?
Yanlış oldu.
I'd like some time to grieve for my wife.
Şüpheli olabilirdi o.
When did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
Buna şüpheli diyeceğim.
And how are we meant to believe that, Jacob? It isn't looking good for you.
That nosy bitch from next door, Jenny Horgan. She'll tell you I left. And what time.
Bu da mı yanlış?
So you can prove that you came back here after you left your wife's place.
I came back here. I was here all night. Start work at 6:30. Not the going out type.
You called the bar to give yourself an alibi. Then you went after her, beat her, and dumped her in a park. I think you are a sack of shit, Jacob.
You're not going to pin Celine's death on me. I'll take a lie detector test to prove it.
Don't ask, you never find out.
Şüpheli desem.
So you were here, tucked up in bed.
Bu da yanlış.
Out there beating your wife's brains out. That's all you've got?
Talk to the bartender at the Bomba Club. He'll tell you he called here last night, and I answered the phone.
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
It was a loss and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're gonna tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
Doesn't look good for you, Jacob.
Şimdi niye saldırıyor ki?
Call it in and get a squad car dispatched. And check for messages. I'll keep old
Bir şey diyeyim mi? Bu öldürmemiş olabilir ya. Ya planlamış olabilir ama bu yapmamış olabilir. Şurada telefon var. Adresi öğrendik.
Message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need a patrol unit to transport a suspect back to Central.
Certainly, Detective.
Any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. In regards to the Celine Henry homicide, the owner of the Turkey Bowl restaurant at 1530
Vay, Turkey mi?
says the victim was at his restaurant last night.
Turkey Bowl restaurant. We'll check it out.
You have a message from the coroner. Do you wish to be put through?
Yes, ma'am.
Carruthers,
It's Phelps.
I've completed the autopsy. Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal instrument. Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt.
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal. Death was from hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. Tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doc.
Bence bu adam değil ya.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Şu restorana gidelim.
Brother said she took a real pounding.
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, he wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get.
Bu adam bence planladı ama kendi yapmadı. Ben öyle düşünüyorum.
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're working a murder case. Mrs. Celine Henry, you called in?
Yeah, the name's Jonesco. This is my place.
You saw Mrs. Henry in here last night?
Till about 1 a.m., having dinner with a friend.
Doing more drinking than eating.
You got that straight.
Mrs. Henry was seen leaving another establishment in the company of a man. Did the two of them come here?
Yeah, I remember seeing her with a guy.
Did you see them leave?
They got into his old Pontiac. Dull brown color. I got to look at the license plate. 2B8899.
Doğru bence.
You have a name? Description, maybe? Come on, Mr. Nesco. We need something more to go on.
Smallish guy. Maybe 5'7". Dark complexion. Latin looking.
Tamam, buna bakalım.
What time did the two of them leave?
Around 2 a.m. They're talking pretty loud. She had a black eye. Said her husband gave it to her.
Aynen.
Said she was going to have him committed.
Was she a regular in here?
No. I mean, I wouldn't have recognized her face among the usual crowd.
Demek ki yanında ölmeden önce eşi yoktu. O zaman kim vardı? Az önce ne dedin? Ben duyamadım. Ha, yalan. Yalan mı, doğru mu? Şunu bir daha soracağım ya.
Around 2 a.m. They were talking pretty loud. She had a black eye. Said her husband gave it to her. Said she was going to have him committed.
Was she a regular in here?
No. I mean, I wouldn't have recognized her face among the usual crowd.
Doğru diyeceğim ya.
Was the place busy last night?
Sure was.
So how come you paid so much attention to her?
She had something. For an older broad, I mean. But vivacious, full of life. I've always found that kind good in a sack. I was thinking about trying my luck, but that guy she was with had her wrapped up tight.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Nesco. Thanks for your time.
Şu şeye baksak iyi olur. Arabanın sahibine. Ara sahneye girdi.
Where the hell's he going with that?
Look, Pops, just hand over the money, okay?
All right, young fellow, okay. Oh, hold your horses. I'm getting the money.
I ain't afraid to drill you, you know.
Hey, careful with that trigger finger now. You look the nervous type.
Plug the old bastard, Lefty. If I gotta come in there, I'm spraying lead, you old coot.
LAPD, drop the weapon!
Of, o son vuruş iyiydi ama. Abi ölmeseler iyiymiş ya. Kötü oldu.
You should check in with R&I, put an APB out on that plate.
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
Telefondan yine adres öğreneceğiz galiba.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
What's the latest thing?
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. The plate belongs to a brown 1936 Pontiac. Registered owner is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
One, Detective. From Captain Donnelly. He wants any and all suspects returned to Central. Interviews to be set up immediately.
Got it. We're coming in.
O zaman şu Mendez'i de alacağız. Onu da merkeze göndereceğiz. Hepsini sorguya çekeceğiz.
Mendez could be our man.
Aynen.
He could be at that, but you don't want to cross the skipper, Phelps. Not a great move at your first day. He wants Henry re-interviewed. How'd you like losing your cherry, rookie?
It might be my first day here, but I've had extensive experience on other desks in the department. I think you're aware of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've been a pain in the ass before today is right.
And I shall continue to be until the end of time.
Şimdi orada ne oldu?
A Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights.
Arabalar birbirine girdi
Sound
orada.
like a man I'd let my daughter in.
You've got a daughter.
Been enough time drinking.
Oh!
Been enough time drinking, Cole. You'll find yourself with any number of things you don't want.
So that's why you never sober up.
Exactly.
Şu Mendez'i de alırız büyük ihtimal. Bundan sonra karakola geçeriz. Sorgu işi. Bak şuradan daireye bakmamız lazım. Rastı bir çekiliyor. 16.
Mendez, apartment 16.
Kaçıncı kattaymış? Sonda. On 15.
Don't bother knocking.
Burada.
Just kick the door in.
Bence de.
Take a look around and see what you can find.
Hiçbir şey. Kaçmış. Yumurta.
Incidental.
Bu da alakasız. Rastı bir yerleri kırıyor. Çapsuz sesler geldi. Aa bu şey bir tane görevde vardı şu kibritler. İlk görevlerden birinde olması lazım. Aa silah.
Don't think this is anything.
Bir dakika 8 numara. Bir şey değil mi? Mendes kesin ha.
Gotta get this to Ray. Size 8 could help place Mendez at the scene.
Bence eşi değil de Mendes öldüren. Tamam cinayet silahını da bulduk. Bir dakika. Bunda bir şeyler daha var da. Şu an ben beceremedim. Ha şimdi oldu.
Match the color and brand of the body.
Tamam şu da cinayet silahı işte. Bunu öldürmüştü.
Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed.
We have the murder weapon. We better get Pinker down here.
Why keep it? Why not throw it away?
Think these clowns are geniuses? Thank your stars you caught a break. Captain Donald will begin to like you.
Hey, what gives? LAPD, you're under arrest.
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Mendez, stop right there.
Mendes yakalayacağız zaten.
this, Alonzo.
Get in and drive.
Büyük ihtimal bu öldürdü. Ah be.
Hit him, Cole. Spit him out.
Bayağı da iyi kullanıyor yani. Yakalayamadık. Aa, yaklaştım.
You're under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry.
Tamamdır. Mendez'i de aldık. Şimdi bunları sorguya mı çekeceğiz hepsini? Yoksa bu mu direkt?
I ain't saying a goddamn thing.
Buymuş.
You did a grand job, lads. Phelps, that's quite a way to acquit
Tabii,
yourself
çünkü biz
of
Cold
the charge of
Phelps'iz.
homicide investigator. It seems the city has a new and vengeful guardian. Considering the evidence against your suspect and the thoroughness with which a report was compiled, I foresee a safe passage through the courts, and the DA agrees with me. Brutality on a scale such as this deserves retribution. The people and the press of this city demand it.
Ona vermediler. Olsun, içmedik en iyisi. Ve ilk davayı da yaptık. Meziyetli 3 yıldız ama olsun. O da şeyden dolayı. 4 tane soruyu bilemedik, bir de araç hasarı falan. Büyük ihtimal ondandır. Vicdan azabını rahatlatmak için McCall might have sonrasını İngilizce. Tam çevirememişler. Bakın, belki bir sinematik falan girer. O yüzden devam ettiriyor. Bu geldiğimiz kulüp. Burada takılmaya başlamışız. Bizim kol evli değil miydi? Ona bakıyor da. Altın kelebek. Of. Tekte indirdi.
Galloway. Got it, Skipper. Yeah, I'll bring him. He's my partner after all.
Tabii beni de getirecek.
New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hats are all over it. Captain's trying to fend them off.
That sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on, college boy.
I
think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks Sunset Boulevard. Let's go.
Daha videoyu burada bitiriyorum arkadaşlar. Valla seri güzel ilerliyor. Sonraki videolarda görüşmek üzere.